through my journey, I've been able to learn a form of Hatha yoga that I can actually do while I'm in the subway without looking like a complete lunatic. This technique is called the flower, and I'll set some context after I show you the technique.
Ignore him. In his innocence, he knows not of what he speaks. There will be another video setting context.
Basically, this is a way to massage and stretch the tendons and the muscles in your hands, and you can do it at work, on the subway, while you're walking, while you're waiting in line. It is accessible to you wherever and whenever you are. In my opinion, it is the most accessible and also one of the most relaxing and transformative yoga exercises that there is. So here's the technique. It begins with basically flexing of the hand. So whatever I do in one hand, you do on both. Okay, so the first thing you do in the flower is that you flex your hand like this. So this is unflexed, this is flexed. The webbing, you can feel the webbing come out. You're like stretching the thumb and the pinky. You're imagining a string is like pulling the thumb and the pinky outward, and then you're pulling each of the fingers outward. And again, the length of time you do this kind of varies, depends on how comfortable you are while doing this. Don't strain, don't stress, but flex your hand, okay? The next thing is a pad massage. You're massaging the flesh and the muscles in between each individual joint. So on your pinky, you have pad, pad, pad. And what you do is you massage each of those points. So you go from your pinky to the ring, middle finger, index, thumb. Now, if you want to go past the tradition and massage the middle point between your index finger and your thumb, I find this to be really helpful. This, in reflexology, is considered to be one of the main gates or one of the main concentrations of vital nerves in your body. And if you massage it right here, you'll find the sweet spot and you'll kind of feel it right in the middle. If you massage that area, it's nice. So after you've massaged each pad, you move on to the finger stretch. This is literally stretching of the fingers. You can hold it with one, you can hold it with like your whole hand if you want. You can let your wrist kind of bend with it, so you don't have to like hold your wrist up while the counter force of pulling your finger down. You can kind of let your wrist flop. And you do that to each finger and to each hand. The next stage of this is the hand pull or the wrist stretch. So if you're sitting down, what I like to do is I like to take my wrist, extend my hand, bring it down to my thigh, and stretch it on my thigh. And be sure to stretch it where your palm is open, but then stretch it where your palm is closed. The final form is the wrist rotation. And that is when you literally just kind of jiggle your wrist. Now this is when, if you do it with animation, you might start looking crazy in public. You know, if you do both at the same time and like add a little movement to it, then people might start kind of staring at you. That's happened to me. So, you know, if you want to kind of hide it, you know, that actually looks sketchy too. So just twist your wrist. You're moving blood to the area, and you are allowing the tendons in this area to have more of a circular motion. And that's one of the main benefits of this routine, is that you're not only moving blood to these areas in your hand, but you're allowing what normally is movements like this, like very like up and down type of movements, to be more circular. You're opening the joint. And that obviously prevents things like carpal tunnel and arthritis and calcium buildup and all that kind of stuff. So again, as a recap, the flower begins with a hand flex, flexing all of the digits. Then you move into a pad massage with each of the flesh and muscle points between the fingers. Then you do an individualized finger stretch for each finger. And then you do a hand pull, which is where you pull the wrist backwards and invert it as so, and then you twist the wrist. And if you want, you could turn it into like a... Thank you all for watching. I'll be releasing some more exercises soon. Subscribe here